Hello, I'm Sister Rose Picotti here in Los Angeles to talk about the new movie called The Way. This is a film that was written and directed by Emilio Estevez, the son of Martin Sheen, whom we know, of course, through The West Wing and his other fine work in film. Now, this is the story of Tom. Martin Sheen is Tom. He's a widower, Catholic man, but he's kind of fallen away. And his son Daniel, who's played by Emilio Estevez, and Emilio is in his graduate work, he's doing his doctorate, he puts it aside, he tells his dad, I want to go find myself, I want to find meaning in life. And Tom thinks that's a waste of time and it's irresponsible, he needs to take his place in the world. But Daniel, he has wisdom beyond his years, and he goes to Europe. Now, on the golf links, a little while later, Tom gets a call that Daniel has suddenly died in an accident. He goes to bring the body home from this small village in France. Well, when he gets there, he realizes that his son doesn't have hardly anything, but he has a rucksack. And in there, he's just got enough belongings to make this long journey, this pilgrimage. And he finds out his son was going to make the Camino, the pilgrimage to the shrine of Santiago de Compostela, the shrine of St. James the Great in Spain. Now, Tom doesn't know what to do, but he says, I'm going to do this for my son. So he has the body cremated and he puts the ashes in the rucksack and he starts this Camino without knowing anything about what to do. And the first thing he does is drop the rucksack in the river, and he has to get himself completely immersed in order to get it. But you know, that's very meaningful because it's like he's being washed and he's being able to start again and see the world in a new way and make this 500-mile pilgrimage on foot. Now, along the way, he meets these characters. Now, he'd rather go it alone. He doesn't want to have anything to do with anybody. But it's a woman and these two men, and they kind of attach themselves to him. And it's kind of funny and sweet at the same time. But they have a little few adventures here and there. Now, again, we can't go it alone. And so Tom has a lot of spiritual growing to do. And we find out about these three characters, what their motives for making the Camino are as well. Now, one thing that observant Catholics or people who are observing the film will notice is that Tom leaves a little bit of ash almost at every significant place that he stops along the way. And of course we know from the Catechism of the Catholic Church that when a body is cremated, that the integrity of the body is to be maintained. We know that. We read the Catechism. Tom hasn't read his catechism in a long time, and he's making a homage to his son. If he knew better, I'm sure he wouldn't have done that. But at any rate, that's what he does. And we know that films are really not a class in Sunday school, but they can be a point of departure to talk about things that are meaningful, things that are important, or as Pope Benedict once said, that films can be a great table around which we can gather to talk about things that matter. Now, Tom eventually makes it to the north of to the shrine to the north of Spain, and he's different. He meets the ocean. You know, the symbolism of water in this film is wonderful. Also, the symbolism of the passport that you have to get stamped at every place that you stay along the way. But water, you know, water is mentioned over 600 times in the Bible. Well, why is that? Because it's a symbol of power, of cleansing, of new birth, of life. We know that all life came from the ocean. And this is very meaningful in the film. Whether or not they intended it, I think that, you know, for people who are really interested in the stories that films tell, not only in the dialogue, but also in sight and sound, that this will be very meaningful. To me, The Way is a film that is full of grace. Now, for a longer review, please, you can check out my longer review on faithandmedia.org, or you can check out Father Jack's feature story about this film at americancatholic.org. Thank you, and I'll see you in a few weeks when I get back from Italy and South Africa. God bless you.